So today is day 5 in our reading plan, and like we've said before, if you haven't been reading or you've missed some, just go back. It's no big deal. Catch up with us. And day 5 now, we're in John chapter 18, and we're getting closer and closer to the cross. And 17 is when we see Jesus hangs out with his disciples for the last night. And we get to chapter 18. They're now in the Garden of Gethsemane, and there's where he is betrayed by Judas and ultimately arrested. And it seems like things are going crazy, but remember where our readings began, that Jesus knew all the way in John chapter 10 that the shepherd would lay down his life, but also that he would take it up again. And so the Father's plan is now unfolding even more quickly now. And so we see he's betrayed and arrested, and the night consists of different trials and even Peter denying him, as if even when Peter said he wouldn't do that, and Jesus told him, no, you surely will, 3 times before the rooster crows. And we see those things happening. And then our reading ends today in verse 32 of chapter 18. I want to read that. It says, and this was, speaking of the Jews trying to get Pontius Pilate to judge Jesus. It says, this was to fulfill the word that Jesus had spoken to show by what kind of death he was going to die. And I think it's important that John puts it here because we need to be reminded that things seemed frantic, things seemed like chaos, but they were going according to plan. That there was nothing that was going on that God hadn't already planned and prophesied about. Not just planned, but prophesied about. We saw it even in the triumphal entry a couple of days ago that God had already, through a prophet, prophesied. God had already said when Christ would ride into Jerusalem, how he would ride into Jerusalem. And so what we see is there's not a moment, even in this craziness, that God's plan wasn't going exactly according to plan. And we see Christ, even in the garden, whenever he's struggling with the physical agony and the agony that he was about to have to go endure, he was confident in his Father's plan, and he willingly, humbly submitted to that plan, and we're seeing it unfold. And so no matter where you find yourself today, I believe that if God can pick the day that Christ would ride in on the donkey to Jerusalem, the way in which he would be tried, then he's got your life, my life planned out and figured out too. So I find confidence and find rest that God has everything orchestrated according to his plan and his purposes here in this story and where you find yourself today. Be blessed.